President, and thank you for very much for the update. You know, if you go to the west entrance to City Hall and you look at those great cast bronze doors by Henry Lyon that reflect the most important moments in the 400-year history of Los Angeles, one of the panels on those doors is the creation of the breakwater at the Los Angeles port. And that was the port was a vital step forward in our going from a little village to a major metropolis. And that was certainly true at the beginning of the 20th century. It remains true at the beginning of the 21st century. What happens in the port is certainly critical to Mr. Buscaino and his constituents, but it should be critical to every single one of us and our constituents, not just people of Los Angeles, but the people of the Western United States. This is the largest port complex in North America. This port is responsible for, I think, 40% of the incoming freight of the United States of America. The economy of the United States is dependent upon what happens in our port. And if we don't continue to invest in the improvements in the port, if we don't continue to invest in the efficiency of the port, we're not going to remain competitive with the widened Panama Canal or new canal investments in Central America. This is absolutely of critical strategic importance to the future of our city and of our country. So I want to thank Mr. Buscaino for your leadership. We're all really dependent upon the leadership that you've shown here in making sure that this remains a vital driver of our economy. But it's also equally important for you and your constituents that the waterfront be a great place to be at. And Mr. Labange mentioned the cruise ships. You mentioned the spike in tourism, which is certainly true, and that's helped our general fund dramatically, and it will continue to be throughout the coming decades. But if those cruise ship passengers disembark at San Pedro and then head straight for Disneyland, that's not helping us that much. We want them to stay and spend their money in San Pedro. They want them to spend their money elsewhere within the city of Los Angeles. And what you're doing in terms of working with the port and trying to revitalize the waterfront has been really a game changer. And I can remember going to Ports of Call as a kid, and it was one of the great places to go. It was a real treat. We know that it kind of hit on harder times, and it wasn't such a treat to go to, but it will be again. And the leadership that you've shown and the vision that you've shown, I think, and the terrific support that I know that you're going to continue to get from the port in those projects is going to be, as Mr. Bonin said, it's going to follow in the footsteps of all of the other magnificent revitalization projects that have happened throughout our city. And I know that this is going to be another big step forward. So thank you for your leadership, thank you for your report, and thank you for the continuing progress we're making at our port.
Very nice words, Mr. Krikorian. And now